going to look at how to replace the wheel bearing on a Suzuki Jimny. This is a JA22. I don't know if it's the same for any of the other Jimnys, but you could probably figure and get the gist of it. This is the problem I have. It really doesn't take much to shake this. Like, I'm just using one finger. Nothing is moving back here. It's all on this side. See how like the whole thing is pivoting right in the center here? Goes up and down, left and right, doesn't matter which way. You need a 5mm Allen head to take off these bolts. You may or may not have different bolts than me, but I have Allens. I don't really personally like Allens, but it is what it is. Take this cover off. It just slides out with this really nasty looking grease. There are 6 12mm bolts here. Remove this sleeve. Same nasty goo. There are 4 Phillips head screws here in this plate. It's like the lock plate. Take these out. There. Don't lose them. Yours may be tight, but I've already removed mine, put them back a couple times already, so they're not frozen or anything. They shouldn't be frozen anyways because there's grease and stuff in here. But, you know, Phillips head screws, I don't like them. They don't really hold up that well. If you could change these for something else, go ahead. Kind of pry on it and pull it out. There we go. You see these threads here where my finger is? This is like the axle lock nut where you screw this tight and it holds this whole assembly together onto the axle. And the only problem now is this whole thing moves. It's not necessarily grinding or anything. It could just be the bearing is bad. To take this nut off, you need one of these special tools. I bought this one off Amazon. It's just a big chunk of steel with 4 dowel pins in it. It fits perfectly over the axle like this. It goes into the hole, kind of, but my hole's a little nicked up because someone's tried to hit it with a screwdriver before. So I'm gonna need a little bit of assistance to get this in there. I need a 1/2-inch drive. This is on setting 1. Let's see if this can take it out. Oh yeah, no problem. Comes right out with the proper tools. There it is. Alright, I do need to take my caliper off now. Take this caliper off. Rotor. Everything seems to slip off. Alright. I've never done something like this on a car before, so I'm not familiar with what it's supposed to look like. This looks like it's stuck on the axle. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there. Because when you come down here and look at this, you see those ball bearings? They're all exposed and stuff. It's almost like the race broke or something, and it's separated. So now the ball bearings are here with half of the race on the axle. Am I looking at this correctly? Oh. Awesome. It came right out. So this makes life easy. Okay. I'm very happy that this just came apart. I'm going to try to clean this up a little bit. I'm going to see what I can do about the bearing on the hub side. And hopefully I can just fix this. Oh yeah, this bearing's trashed. It's not supposed to do that. I don't have a press, so it's going to be a problem getting this out. Oh. Well, I just ruined it. All the bearings just fell out, the whole middle part. Let's see how this goes. Get your new seal and put it in here. Slip it in. It should slide right in and seal up the bearing. I got the seal back in here. It's nice and flush like the way it's supposed to. It's covering up the inside of the bearing. I got that part cleaned up. Now I should be able to slip this back over. Oh shit, what happened? I gotta push that white thing out. Without. Probably not the best way to do it, but that's what I'm using. Okay, make sure no dirt gets in there after you do that. Put the bearing back in, both halves together, because it's two separate pieces. You can see that? Now you take this and gently slide it over the axle. There we go. I gotta lower the car down so I can actually work on this, but it's as simple as that. Take all this stuff, put it all back. I know this was the front because it has those holes on it. That just goes back in here. Now you want to take this thing and put it back. Thread this back in. Hopefully this fixes my problem. I think I'm turning the whole axle. Did that fix it? Oh, look at that. It doesn't shake anymore. Nice. Put your rotor back on. There we go. Put the brake caliper back on. Now you guys are supposed to tighten this axle nut to 110 to 123 foot-pounds. You also have to align it. All right, so that's 110. We also need to tighten it to the point where we can align this tab with the notch here, so all those screws can fit back in here. So that means I need to tighten this a little bit more right now. This part is hard. Oh, I got it. Perfect. I really don't like these Phillips head screws, but I guess there's grease in here, so it's probably okay. I cleaned out all the old grease and stuff, or at least most of it, and I re-lubed it kind of like this, and that's basically how I found it. I'm gonna put it back, put these bolts back in. These are 12 mil. I'll put them back. Put this knob back on. I believe it only goes in one way, so find whichever way it goes. There we go. Just had to get it in the right spot. Put all these screws back in. All right, the moment of truth here. No more wobbles. The car wobbles on the lift, but this is no longer wobbling. Like, I could even hit it. Let's move my other car out of the way and get the car back down, and then I'll give it a test drive or something. Let's give it a go. I successfully backed out all right. Let's see. Well, my brake's a little bit squeakier than it used to be. Is there still I wonder if there's still a dead spot in the steering. Not really, it's better. Like, this used to have more play. It just might be the nature of the car now, but the turn-in is a little bit better. There's no shake or anything. It seems to be gone.
I'm in danger!
I'm planning on getting a 2 or 3 inch or something inch lift for this, and I'm looking at that full kit that you can get. Motor Farm or something? I can't remember the site right now. I'm thinking of getting a 2-3 inch lift for this. It's gonna be like a full kit, and it'll have like the radius arms, the steering rod, all the stuff, all the pieces of stuff that I don't really know the names to. It's the full kit where you get everything to do it with a new camber and caster or whatever little bushing stuff too. So that should freshen up the whole steering and driveline kind of stuff down there. Theoretically, it will make it drive a little bit better. I'll also get bigger wheels, like taller, wider a little bit, and then that way it might even handle a little bit better other than with these skinny little tires. Actually, now I thought of it, I'm wondering if I can get this to get the Deathwobble going. I don't know if that was part of the wheel bearing causing the shenanigans, but oh, actually, I still have a little still have a little wheel death wobble. It's hard to do it because I gotta find like a street that has a bump that'll get it going. Now let's try this bump. Not good enough. I'm gonna be investigating this Jimny's death wobble in another video that's coming soon. I have to get down there, kind of check around, see what's actually loose, but I didn't have this death wobble before I fixed this wheel bearing. So my theory here is that the wheel bearing was loose, so it allowed the wheel to kind of do this, and it had some free play in it. Therefore, it kind of absorbed the shock. So whatever's doing my death wobble now actually pre-existed before I did the wheel bearing. So the wheel bearing didn't mess this up. Now with this new wheel bearing, there's no more free play in this wheel, and that's why it now can send the shock through the entire like steering system and everything goes. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you had a JA22 Jimny or any other Jimny that may have a similar hub for a wheel bearing repair, because it was very simple to do. All I needed was a press. I didn't have a press. There was also a snap ring on the that holds the bearing that I didn't notice at first. So taking that out, wheel bearing came straight out. I don't know, this was a very simple job. If you don't have a press, you just go to some mechanic and ask them, hey, can you press this bearing out and press the new one in? And they'll be like, okay, sure. Of course, they may charge you money for it, but it is what it is. Leave a comment below on what you think, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. You'll see me next time. Somebody see somebody next time.